Welcome to a new episode of Digging on Positivity. This month, one of Europe's biggest furry conventions took place, Eurofurence. And now is a good time to have Sniffer on the show, the leader of their wonderful charity team. But also we have fun animation news, several good furries being awarded for their wonderful work, and much more. But first, let's do the charities. Earlier this year, the Melbourne Furry Convention raised $8,398 for the Friends of the Leadbeater Possum Incorporated, founded in September 2004, the Threatened Species Day. The Leadbeater's possum is only found in Victoria, an area in Australia, and for a while people even thought it was extinct. This organization makes sure to ensure the long-term survival of our fuzzy friend, the Leadbeater possum. In Canada, our ever-friendly furry friends have raised $17,933.78 for Gears during FurEh. Gears stands for the Greater Edmonton Animal Rescue Society, whose goal it is to give companion animals a second chance at their forever family. In Ireland, the wonderful fuzzies from AnthroIrish raised $1,179.18 for the homeless help and support in the city of Cork, which is the biggest amount raised in AnthroIrish history to date. Congratulations! In the United Kingdom, the critters from AberaCon raised $991.99 for the Maystag Animal Welfare Society, shortened to the wonderful acronym MAWS, a small volunteer-run rescue center that provides a safe haven for small animals like lost, stray and abandoned cats and dogs. Devious, also known as the Digital Villainy Summit, is an online adult-only furcon where every year artists, entertainers, writers, streamers and all sorts of creative, colorful community members are raising money for charity. So far they have raised over $74,000 and this year they have raised the totally non-Pavlonian amount of $22,420.69 for the Transgender Law Center, the largest transgender-led civil rights organization in the United States. Our friends at Megaplex in the USA have raised $90,600 for the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando, one of the oldest animal welfare agencies in that region. They began all the way back in 1937 as the Orlando Humane Society. They did merge with several other organizations to become the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando in 2014, with their ongoing mission being the welfare of pets and their families with compassionate care to the highest professional standards. With around 6,500 visitors, one of Europe's largest furry conventions, Eurofurence raised $60,273.31 for the Hamburger Tierschutzverein, a local animal shelter. Their charity team has a rich history of raising money every year. Stay tuned for a lovely interview of the leader of this amazing team, Sniffer. He is our guest later on in this very video. Back in the US, the cute beans from Furry Migration raised $6,980 for the Street Dog Coalition, an organization that works around the clock to provide free veterinary care to people who experience homelessness. The critters at Furvana raised $16,500 for sea life response, rehab and research. They are devoted to responding and to rehabilitate stranded or injured marine wildlife throughout the Pacific Northwest. They also research the health of this region's iconic southern resident orcas and other cetaceans, besides promoting wildlife health through education and conservation. We stay in the US with Tails and Tornadoes, where 1,575 critters raised $9,095 for the Animal Rescue Foundation, another cute acronym, ARF, who has been helping the homeless pets of the Tulsa area to find a forever home in the last 35 years. In Africa, we had the wonderful beans from South Afrifur, who raised $1,546.32 for the Two Oceans Aquarium Foundation. But that's not all. They also adopted adorable little turtles, Indaba, Zakil, Plucky and Cornflakes. The convention will receive updates about their well-being and their road to recovery before they are eventually released back into the wild. And back in the US, we had another Furry Con, not just the host of the Good Furry Awards ceremonies, but 5,642 furries raised $40,000 for the Pomona Valley Pride, an organization dedicated to the well-being of our colorful Pride friends and their communities through education, art, vital support services, and more. In New Zealand, Leukemia and Blood Cancer New Zealand has organized a 5-kilometer sponsor walk named Shine for a Cure, and Relay was part of it. Together, this wonderful organization raised $72,952.13 for the ongoing fight against cancer. And the founder of the Good Furry Award himself raised $62 for the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, which lead right into the At another FurCon in the US, Uncle Bear was proud to announce the winners of this year's Good Furry Awards. There are 4 prizes awarded. First, we have the Good Egg Award, recognizing those who do extensively charitable and volunteer work for furries and others alike. This year, Yappy Sly Fox was being honored by this award for his lengthy work during his 25 years within the fandom. From creating the Fun Day Paw Pet Show to his invaluable work for many conventions including Megaplex, he has been a big advocate for making fursuiting more accepted at a convention, a thing that most of us take granted these days. And Yappy pledged on his blue sky to award his prize money given to donate this to Helping Paw, an organization who is helping furs who are down on their luck. The second category is the Image Award, for people who project a positive image in the furry fandom through the media. And I am so incredibly honored to say that this very show, Digging on Positivity, has been given this award. I truly cannot express my thanks enough for everyone who voted for me. Thank you. Without you, wonderful critters, this would have remained a dream. The third category is the Furtastic Award, for all who do good things that don't quite fall in the other categories, and the winner sure emphasizes that. Photograph Otter. While this otter has done many good things in his life, the main reason for this award is his most generous kidney donation to Hile. And this led to a wonderful documentary, The Reality of Hope, and an inspiring documentary by The New Yorker. Last, But certainly not least, we have the Lifetime Achievement Award, which was granted to Ken Fletcher, an artist and writer who has been active as an artist and a writer since the early days of the fandom. Many know him from Woody, a Furry APA, a self-published magazine, and the creation of Spontoon Island Universe, with its own fanzine and a website. Charlie Nightingale released a little mini musical about collectors, especially how collecting can rapidly go to your head and alienate loved ones around you. Even though it is just 7 minutes, it feels like a complete musical with some really good little bangers in it. And the characters are dinosaurs, what's not to like? Link to the video in the corner. We all know one of those, the overly confident critter who always claims they are the best. Sture is just a little dinosaur that is just that. Created by YouTuber Beavson, this little fella is wonderfully animated, even though that many of you won't understand a word he's babbling. The animation is done in such a way that you don't have to understand what he is saying. And I absolutely love that. No matter if he is the best at building a shed or being the world's best jumper, it's always fun to check out. Link to their videos are in the corner. When I was a young mere kid, I played the ever-loving Tar out of Star Fox on the Super Nintendo. Even though it came out re-released, the amount of games like that are few and far in between. But Wild Blue jumps into this very hole, being a homage to this type of games, even making jokes about that.
Evasive maneuvers! Do a barrel!
We don't call them that here.
Well, yeah, and the release date is yet to be announced. It's currently on Steam, saying it only runs on Windows, but I secretly hope it will be running just as fine on the Steam Deck. The final trailer of Zootopia 2 is out, due in November. The new trailer finally shows parts of the Disney 23 leaks, and it reveals a bit more about the plot, considering snakes and reptiles in Zootopia. I tell you, I was already curious how deep the lore would go about the underground reptile society. Oh, and a fun little thing, the last run, that over water, that is not exclusive to reptiles. Well, this month we're digging up positivity. We have a very good friend, a former colleague, Sniffer, charity lead of Eurofurence, Europe's biggest furry convention. Welcome to the show, Sniffer. Hello.
Thank you very much. It's nice of you to have me here.
You're very welcome. Could you tell a little bit about yourself?
Oh yeah, name's Sniffer. Been part of the fandom since 2010, I believe it is. 2010, 2011, from Denmark. And somehow I made it into be head of the charity department of Eurofurence.
Oh yes, and for many years we worked together. But now that you mentioned it, how did you get into the furry fandom?
Oh, well, we all have a story. Mine is from the university. One of my study mates, they were studying. We had several courses together. It's just, she was sitting while we were listening to the lecture, blabbering on about whatever, and then she was sitting and reading this webcomic House Pets by Rick Griffin. And then, well, it looked very interesting, so I kept reading over her shoulders, and then started asking questions. What is this? And got some answers. Started to investigate more on the internet. Always dangerous, but I stayed on the safe sites. And then started asking more questions, and that kept on for a while. And at some point, she said, "For someone who's not a furry, you know an awful lot about furries." I had to reevaluate a couple of things, and just fair enough. I am part of this fandom. This is interesting. I want to learn more. I want to see more. So I stuck around.
And Rick Griffin from House Pets, he has been a guest on this show as well.
Oh, really?
So, yes, I will link to the episode in the corner. But then I have to ask, so you got into the fandom through House Pets, but how did you suddenly get to Eurofurence? What motivated you to be the head of charity?
Well, the last part, that is that we can save until the end, and I promise you, I don't remember much of it. Quite literally. No, I was actually speaking of the Netherlands. I was sitting at the Schiphol airport after can't remember which Furry in Holland it was, but was sitting there with a few Danes and others waiting in the airport because our flight was delayed. So just sitting, talking, waiting. Can't remember exactly what happened. It was one of the other at the table talking about conventions, and at that point I had attended Eurofurence a couple of times, attended other conventions, Confuzzle and such a couple of times. Just, I kind of need something to happen. Of course, all of the various events are fun and all, but I've kind of seen them. So if there wasn't anything that was tickling me that particular day, I would just walk around, be kind of bored. As soon as I mentioned that, Pinky, which at that point was the head of the charity department, turned around and said, "Would you like to be part of the lottery booth?" Yeah, sure. That's probably fun. So I joined the charity team right then and there. Became part of the lottery booth team at that point. It was quite small. I think we were 4 people or something like that. So few years went by. Pinky left the charity team. Shay came in and took over instead. And after his first year, he started to ask me if he needed someone who could step up and be vice director, especially during the convention, because Tani was busy with the Paw Pet show, was busy with her desk in the dealer stand, so didn't really have time to take over any of the on-site assignments. So he kept pestering me. I kept saying no. There must be someone else who is more suited to pick up this task. And then a fateful night, I was a party at some friends. I had too much to drink. So basically, really 5 minutes before blackout drunk. Do not do that. I wrote him a message, said, "All right, if you really can find no one else who is suited for this, I can do it for a time until you find someone better." Something along those lines. And I don't remember the rest of the evening. So
that is how so many things started. From you'll do this function temporary until we find someone better, and it's now
indeed.
8 years later, something like that.
It is already the year after. He was talking about he wanted to step down, and of course pestering me. And then during that day, Eurofurence that year, I can't remember exactly which year it was, but we had one of the layout artist from Zootopia as the guest of honor.
Jack Quinn. Yes,
exactly. Very nice guy, really pleasant. We were standing outside during the bonfire. We had already talked I think the evening before or something like that. Had a lot of beers again. Alright, what does the job actually entail? I never said yes to anything, but we're standing the evening after around the bonfire, talking, having fun. He went off to the side, texting a bit, came back again 5 minutes later and said, "Alright, congratulations, you're now the head of the charity department." Okay, thank you.
That's how things go. But with the whole chaos of running or being part of one of Europe's biggest furry conventions and one of the world's most known furry conventions. What is your favorite memory?
Oh, it's not as much a specific moment, it's more of a specific thing. What really pays off, what I work too many hours to achieve to make sure everything's running, it is see this the charity representative smile. It doesn't really matter if it's during the convention or if it's at the end of the convention, having experienced all of our entire crazy world, all of the colors, the fluff, the love, the hug, the happiness. See them smile at some point during it. That's what makes it all worth. During Eurofurence 24, we were very early in the week. We were just, we have given the representatives a great time. That was the lemurs of Madagascar we had at that point. The lead for the group and her boyfriend, I don't think they were married. We spotted them at one evening joining the dances. So they're just running around having a laugh, dancing the night away. So it is, they are enjoying themselves. Everything is perfect. We don't need to worry anymore. Anything can happen and it's fine.
And that is so amazing when you see the people from charity, the folks that we have over for charity actually fully just integrate in the crowd and having fun. I mean, last Nordic Fuscon, we had the people from Jira help, and one was actually fursuiting in Tabo. And that was so amazing. I mean, they went all in. They went complete 100% in. And that is so amazing.
Yeah, I try to, whenever they arrive on scene, I try to pull them aside just to have a small talk. And say, all right, if you want to hug a fursuiter, do all of, hold out your arms like this. The international, I want to hug you. It's fine to ask for pictures, all of that. And then also, please do try and enjoy yourself. Of course, you are here to quote-unquote work, collect money and such, but this is also a moment away from everything else. Try to embrace the craziness, because if you do that, you're going to have such a better time.
And with that, this is the perfect segue for this bit. If someone is new to the furry fandom, this is a two-parter. What would you recommend them to do? From, hey, we're new in this giant furry fandom. What shall I do? Where shall I start?
It's such it's so broad a question. I would recommend people to, well, first off, get a friend, and it's not it's trying to make it a laugh of it, but it's basically scout out the local community. There's furries everywhere, so there must be either a group of furries or a local forum or Facebook group or Telegram group or whatever it might be. Try see if you can find it and start talking with people. They probably also have a fur meet or something similar nearby. Go meet people. Sit down and have the coffee. If that group is not you, you had some coffee, maybe met some new people, and you can leave again.
Exactly.
So, but that would be my recommendation, is to find people nearby. It's always easier to enjoy the giant community furry fandom is if you start locally.
Excellent. Yes, absolutely. But then you start locally and you think it's really fun, and then you decide to go to Eurofurence and you're there in the middle of thousands and thousands of people. So this is part 2 of that question. What do I do now?
Panic. No, remain calm. Always remember a towel. Many of the tricks for getting to know people unfortunately doesn't work in conventions, especially of this size. there's simply too many people. They go there in groups. They know a lot of people, so that's the typically people they are going to hang out with. So it can very easily be lonely, and that's also why I highly recommend know someone already when you go there. And that's not to say if you don't know anyone, just go right into the deep end, join the Eurofurence or Nordic FuzCon or Confuzzle or many of the other large conventions, that you're going to have a bad time. That's not at all what I'm saying.
Well, I think I think one thing, correct me if I'm wrong, if it's still there are two really awesome events where you can go to make friends. One is the International Snack Exchange, because you can make friends through noms. If you have candy together, you make friends.
There is a large community surrounding that. And of course, go to usually the convention has your first furry convention, which also teaches you the basic of how to actually move around in this suddenly crazy location. And you're going to meet other people that's there for the first time or second time, and maybe not know either how to do convention yet. So you can easily find other people in your own situation. Go have a talk with them, grab a beer or Coke or water for that matter, and make some new friends.
Yeah, sounds excellent. And with this, I do have one question though, because next year is the big Eurofurence 30, the 30th edition, and I myself have volunteered for 20 years. I was thinking from maybe I'll drop by for a day, no promises. But can you share maybe some plans for charity for the big Eurofurence 30 with us?
Oh, we have a couple of new things that we are working on, or at least brainstorming on right now. One of them is a more social event, which takes quite a lot of planning and especially with the other departments to actually get going. So this needs some work to actually get off. So we hope it happens because it could be really cool. And then we have another one that's more fun, that's easier to get off the ground. Still requires a lot of work to actually do. So hopefully both of them work out, maybe only one of them, and if not, well, we made an attempt.
Okay, well, I'm really looking forward to see that. Also, congratulations with the awesome amount raised for this year.
Thank you so much. I'm so proud of the entire team.
Really, and this is just awesome, and I am so happy that I was still part of it this year with making the intro.
Thank you so much for doing the opening video.
You're very welcome. And with that, I would like to thank you for dropping by at our show, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too. Thank you so much for staying with us till the very end. I'm also just about every Monday having an art stream on this very channel and on Twitch with some relaxed music, ranging from jazz to some summer tunes and so on. We also have an artwork D-store, but if you want to support me more than just a like or a subscribe, you can become a member of this channel and support me through either becoming a Twitch subscriber or join my Patreon and receive a little bit of an early access on digging up positivity, like these amazing people. On Subscribestar we have Vargr the Vloef, Cosmic with a K, Tarols, a Manic Spectacle Cat, and on YouTube we have our members Rex the Warhorse, Lorek Burnison, a Joey and Mavi, a Whiffer, and a Longtooth. And on Patreon we have Tantru McNally, Ishtula, and Els Dekkers. And of course our Twitch subscribers Lely Lian, Swax the Mischievous Fox, Jake R, Ayabuyin, Falconeo, Hanzana Jansen, Longtooth, and Lightning Va. Of course, a huge thanks to all of them. And you! The next episode will be on November 1st, and I hope to see you all there. Many hugs and stay awesome!